get on board, children, children, get on board, children, children, get on board, children, children. There's room for many a more. The gospel trains are coming, I hear it just at hand. I hear those car wheels rumbling and rolling through the land. Get on board, children, children, get on board, children, children, get on board, children, children. There's room for many a more. Get on board, children, children, get on board, children, children, get on board, children, children. Let's fight for human rights. Get on board, children, children, get on board, children, children, get on board, children, children. Let's fight for human rights. Get on board, children, children, get on board, children, children, get on board, children, children. Let's fight. Let's fight for human rights.
Wow, beautiful. Thank you so much, Dr. Kim, for bringing us in the room already inspired and moving forward for justice here in our Love and Justice and Black History Month. We're so glad so many of you have decided to join us today. Welcome, everybody, here and on the live streams to day number 2,137 consecutive days of singing here in the Daily Antidote of Song. We are so delighted that you've chosen today to join us, and we hope you'll keep coming back and singing with us again and again. We're in this room every day at noon Eastern, looking for ways to both resist and to support each other in this resistance. And so I want to thank everybody for being here and being a part of this community. And I would like to, everybody please give it up for Dr. Kim Harris, who brought us in the room with some beautiful big noise and good trouble. And Dr. Kim Harris has been singing with us since the beginning of the Daily Antidote. She is an incredible social justice worker out there in the world. She teaches music and theology, I think. Is that right, Dr. Kim?
Yes, I in the Department of Theological Studies, I teach African American religious thought and practice. Yes, in the Department of Theological Studies at Loyola Marymount University. I know that's a whole mouthful, but I love it and I'm having a great time, and I get to sing with my students. So we've been doing lots of singing, and yesterday we even did ring shout in the classroom, talking about the same kind of rhythms that you heard with Bad Bunny at the Super Bowl are some of those ring shout traditions that we also had, of course, during the time of the Underground Railroad and the time of ring shout enslavement. Singing, singing, singing. So
Beautiful.
I'm glad to be here. So y'all ready to sing?
We're
All right.
ready.
I know you are always ready. I talk about you all the time. Now definitely take a stretch, because today you need your hands. So this is how we go. Down, down, clap, clap. Elbow, elbow, and roll it around. Bump, bump, bump. Woo! Down, down, clap, clap. Now that's the long version. You may have heard this song before where it goes, I knows it. Indeed, I knows it, brother. I knows it. Whee! Them bones gonna rise again. I knows it. Indeed, I knows it, brother. I knows it. Woo! Them bones gonna rise again. So that's the chorus of the song. But this comes from the historic Negro spirituals tradition. So there is call and response. So if I say something like, the Lord, he thought he'd make a man. So then you go, them bones gonna rise again. That's the short thing, the call and response. And if you are sitting there thinking, oh my gosh, that's a whole lot of emotions. So all you have to do then is just sit there and look cool here on the Daily Antidote of Song and look extra cool. And then when we get to the part that says, woo, just do that part. Okay. Alrighty. So let's do the chorus again, and then we will go into the verse. Here we go. I knows it. Indeed, I knows it, brother. I knows it. Woo! Them bones gonna rise. Do it again. I knows it, knows it. Indeed, I knows it, brother. I knows it. Whee! Them bones gonna rise again. The Lord, he thought he'd make a man. Them bones gonna rise. So she took a little water and she took a little sand. Them bones are gonna rise again. I knows it, knows it. Indeed, I knows it, brother. I knows it. Woo! Them bones gonna rise again. Adam, he was mighty blue. Them bones gonna rise again. Didn't know exactly what to do. Them bones gonna rise again. I knows it, knows it. Indeed, I knows it, brother. I knows it. Woo! Them bones gonna rise again. Took a rib from Adam's side. Them bones gonna rise again. Made Miss Eve to be his bride. Them bones are gonna rise again. I knows it, knows it. Indeed, I knows it, brother. I knows it. Woo! Them bones gonna rise again. Place them in a garden fair. Them bones gonna rise again. Knew they'd be so happy there. Them bones gonna rise again. I knows it, knows it. Indeed, I knows it, brother. I knows it. Woo! Them bones gonna rise again. Apples, peaches, pears, and such. Them bones gonna rise again. But on that tree you mustn't touch. Them bones gonna rise again. I knows it, knows it. Indeed, I knows it, brother. I knows it. Woo! Them bones gonna rise again. Satan round that tree he slunk. Them bones gonna rise again. And at them both his eye he wunk. Them bones gonna rise again. I knows it, knows it. Indeed, I knows it, brother. I knows it. Woo! Them bones gonna rise again. You know those apples look mighty fine. Them bones gonna rise again. Just take one. God won't mind. Them bones gonna rise again. I knows it, knows it. Indeed, I knows it, brother. I knows it. Woo! Them bones gonna rise again. They took a pick and they took a pull. Them bones gonna rise again. Soon they had their aprons full. Them bones gonna rise again. I knows it, knows it. Indeed, I knows it, brother. I knows it. Woo! Them bones gonna rise again. The next day, when God came round, them bones gonna rise again. There were apple cores all over the ground. Them bones gonna rise again. I knows it, knows it. Indeed, I knows it, brother. I knows it. Woo! Them bones gonna rise again. Adam and Eve, where art thou? Them bones gonna rise again. Here we are, God, we're coming now. Them bones gonna rise again. I knows it, knows it. Indeed, I knows it, brother. I knows it. Woo! Them bones gonna rise again. Adam, who these cores didn't leave? Well, it wasn't me, God. It must have been Eve. Them bones gonna rise again. I knows it, knows it. Indeed, I knows it, brother. I knows it. Woo! Them bones gonna rise again. Adam, you must leave this place. Them bones gonna rise again. Earn your bread by the sweat of your face. Them bones gonna rise again. I knows it, knows it. Indeed, I knows it, brother. I knows it. Woo! Them bones gonna rise again. Let's see. So they picked up the rake and picked up the plow. Them bones gonna rise again. That's why we're all working now. Them bones gonna rise again. I knows it, knows it. Indeed, I knows it, brother. I knows it. Woo! Them bones gonna rise again. Here comes the slow verse. The moral of the story be, them bones gonna rise again. Don't leave your course where God can see. Them bones gonna rise again. I knows it, knows it. Indeed, I knows it, brother. I knows it. Woo! Them bones gonna, one more time. I knows it, knows it. Indeed, I knows it, brother. I knows it. Woo! Them bones gonna rise again. All right, Daily Antidote. Woo-hoo-hoo. How cool do you look? How cool, how cool. Now, you know, there's nothing like having a good time while you're secretly singing resistance theology. Just saying. Just saying. Now, you know, Jojo, every semester I begin my classes. Well, one of the first things we do is that we honor the original people of the land on which Loyola Marymount University sits. And so we honor the Tongva people, and we also have a campus that's where the Chumash people, that their land is there, and they come and visit us every now and again, which is fantastic. And so I show one of their creation stories, creation stories from the Chumash actually. But then as soon as I say the word creation stories, the students start thinking about Adam and Eve. And then I say, okay, so let's do it. And then they're like, oh, okay, they're doing their thing, right? But they ask me a question. Why do you have that Adam and Eve story, but then the chorus says something about them bones gonna rise again? So they want to know why. And I get to sneak another lesson in on them, my favorite thing, right? Talking about the fact that when we ask the question that we ask here a lot on the Daily Antidote about who is the original creating community who's singing the songs that we love to sing, right? Who are the original creative community? Now, some of you know the work of people like Dr. James Cone. He always says, all theology is God talk and contextual. So, asking the question, what's the context? What's the context? Well, our enslaved and free African American ancestors, that's the context. So they're singing that song while they are secretly doing liberating theology. When you read Frederick Douglass, if you ever read the narrative of his life, he says, there are two different theologies going on here. He says there's a theology of the land, which supports enslavement. And he says, then there's a theology of Christ that's about freedom. Now, no matter what tradition we're in, we are about freedom. Just, yeah, everybody, we are about freedom, freedom, freedom. The enslaved people were being told, well, you were meant to be a slave. You were created to be enslaved. And if you're good, you'll get to heaven. And guess what? You'll be a slave there too, but you'll be in heaven, right? Okay, good grief. Frederick Douglass said, I don't think so. So they were doing their own liberating theology. So they put that Adam and Eve creation story together with the story from Ezekiel 37. Now, you've heard another song that, deals with Ezekiel 37 from Hebrew scriptures that says, them bones, them, dry bones, them, dry bones, them, dry bones. Now hear the word of the Lord. The foot bone connected to the ankle. But yeah, we'll do that another time. But when they put that together, they made that story of creation into a story of hope for freedom. That even though they were living in the death-dealing times of enslavement, well, they said, still, even in these death-dealing times, we have hope for freedom. So, I say to folks, look, we are in our own death-dealing times. We are in our own death-dealing times. Whoever thought these times would come back like this? Not me. So, what we're doing, and I love it that these days there is so much resistance singing going on. Yes, so much resistance singing going on. And so when our enslaved ancestors were singing this, they were resisting, they were living with dignity, telling their own stories, even if they didn't get to run away with Harriet Tubman or by themselves. They were singing with hope, and they passed that hope down. So, one thing I love about the Daily Antidote is that we are singing with hope, and we pass that hope down. We pass it on, and we around the globe, which is utterly fantastic. So,
Beautiful.
what I always say to my students is, You got to remember who you are, that we are all people of dignity and worth. Hmm. And seek freedom. That's what we do. And of course, take someone with you. Always important. And bring a song. so, so needless to say, Jojo, yeah, my students are always like, she breaks into song in the middle of class. I tell them,
So, you know what, Dr. Kim, you also break into class in the middle of song because here we are today, a student in the Dr. Kim Harris class of life and the universe. And I wouldn't rather be anywhere else, quite frankly. Dr. Kim, you always bring us these songs that are so deeply embedded in culture and in resistance and in justice and in freedom and all the things we need to be talking about all the time right now. And then you add all these beautiful layers. And you know what else you do, which I really love, is you have so many times in your songs where you become, a character, or you take on a storytelling role mid-song or mid-discussion. And I also think that's so powerful. And your students are so lucky. Can we all please give Dr. Kim a huge thank you for taking us into a zone? I kind of feel like if we're not talking about the thing in here right now, we're not really doing our job in the universe, right? Like there is so much we need to be doing on the day-to-day right now to be part of the resistance, part of the fight for freedom and justice, part of the building of community, right? And we're lucky here in this space, I feel like, because we are a global community, right? We are not coming together and singing in one particular city or for one particular country. It's like all of us in this room recognize all the ways we all impact each other. And in here, we actually see each other, look each other in the eye and say, oh, I feel better now because there's somebody over there on that side of the globe who feels similarly to how I feel. And that, I think, is a real magic of this. Everybody take a second just to also wave to each other. Everybody
yes.
just look around the room and say
Oh,
hi
yes.
to everybody.
Look around the room,
Yeah.
and it's so great when you got if you got it on gallery view and you see people doing the motions.
I know, it's really funny, isn't it? Yeah, I love it.
Love it. All right, so we're going to sing it a little. We'll just do. We won't do the whole song, but we'll do a little bit more. So just take a stretch. Warm up those hands, and yes, if you're out there doing some resistance singing, we have to keep saying that them bones gonna rise again, because we know we are people of hope and people of song. Yes, yes, yes. Let's see. Where shall we start it from? So they took up a pick and they took up a pull. Them bones gonna rise again. Soon they had their aprons full. Them bones gonna rise again. I knows it, knows it. Indeed, I knows it, brother. I knows it. Woo! Them bones gonna rise again. The next day when God came round, them bones gonna rise again. There were apple cores all over the ground. Them bones are gonna rise again. I knows it, knows it. Indeed, I knows it, brother. I knows it. Woo! Them bones gonna rise again. Hey, Adam and Eve, where art thou? Them bones gonna rise again. Here we are, God, we're coming now. Them bones gonna rise again. I knows it, knows it. Indeed, I knows it, brother. I knows it. Woo! Them bones gonna rise again. Adam, who these cords did leave? Them bones gonna rise again. Wasn't me, God, it must have been Eve. Them bones gonna rise again. I knows it, knows it. Indeed, I knows it, brother. I knows it. Woo! Them bones gonna rise again. Adam, you must leave here now. Them bones gonna rise again. Earn your bread by the sweat of your brow. Them bones are gonna rise again. I knows it, knows it. Indeed, I knows it, brother. I knows it. Woo! Them bones gonna rise again. They picked up the rake and picked up the plow. Them bones are gonna rise again. That's why we're all working now. Them bones are gonna rise again. I knows it, knows it. Indeed, I knows it, brother. I knows it. Woo! them bones gonna rise again. The moral of the story be, them bones gonna rise again. Don't leave your course where God can see. Them bones are gonna rise again. I knows it, indeed I knows it, brother, I knows it, woo! Them bones gonna, one more time. I knows it, indeed I knows it, brother, I knows it, woo! Oh, we gotta do it again. I knows it, indeed I knows it, brother, I knows it, woo! Them bones gonna rise again. Thank you, Daily Antidote. You are beautiful.
Thank you, Dr. Kim, and right back at you. You're beautiful. We love you. We appreciate you. Thank you so much for all the good work you're doing in the world. We all in here, can we all please thank Dr. Kim one more time? And I know that Dr. Kim needs to rush off to a class-related thing, so let's all wave goodbye to Dr. Kim. Thank you, Dr. Kim, for your time today. Lots of love to you. And we're going to go ahead now and take a quick moment to just show what we're doing this week. And then we'll have a couple more little announcements. And then we'll ask you to all, one more time, Dr. Kim's still here. So let's thank her.
Bye-bye. Yeah, so have
Thanks,
a good
Dr. Kim.
morning, good afternoon, or good evening. Bye-bye.
Lots of love to you. Thank you so much. All right. Here's what we're doing, gang. It's Love, Justice, and Black History Week here in the Daily Antidote of Song. Yesterday we sang with Mumba Yachi. He joined us from Zambia, and he was singing songs of resistance and power, and he spoke about things like borders and identity and incarceration, and it was really, really powerful. Totally recommend everybody go back and watch Mumba. If you missed it yesterday, he was hosted by Namvula in the UK. Dr. Kim Harris today out of California. Totally love singing with her. Tomorrow, Alastair Mook out of Massachusetts, doing a big, big work of justice out there in the world right now, and super excited to sing with him tomorrow. On Thursday the 12th, Matt Watroba, also doing lots of justice working and singing right now. He comes in out of Michigan. Charlie King out of Massachusetts on Friday. On Saturday, which is Valentine's Day, Melanie Demore coming in out of California, and we know she leads with love, so we're looking forward to singing with her. And on Sunday, new to us, Gavin Mendonca coming in from New York, and please join us all week long for lots more singing and lifting our voices up. Also, just want to let everybody know that on Valentine's Day, here in the Daily Antidote Song, we're going to ask you to wear your very best resistance, unity, love, etc. t-shirts, because we're going to go ahead and take some screenshots and have everybody show their shirts so that we can be part of a sort of a community of resistors in here and seeing how it is that we all come to that. So please come on Saturday, Valentine's Day, in your favorite resistance t-shirt, and I will take some screenshots and we will sing with Melanie, and it will be a beautiful day. All right, everybody, can you all please help me on day 2,137 consecutive days of singing? Help me wave to everybody out there on Facebook and YouTube. Thank you so much, gang, for being with us today. We're going to be saying personalized goodbyes in this room, so you're always welcome to jump in the room if you want to hear a goodbye of your name and where you're coming in from. And in the meantime, to all the folks in this room from all different countries and states, lots of love to you too. Everybody, see another big wave to the live stream. We'll see you all tomorrow right here on the Daily Antidote Song. Lots of love, gang.